Hello and welcome to another episode of Get Social. Sandy, how are you?
I'm great, beautiful. How are you? How was your birthday?
My birthday was actually it was good. It was a little weird. It was different for me, but it was good. Very low key as far as 4th of July setting, but got to go see Paranormal Circuit 3 at the Whitehall Mall. So let me tell you, there is something about driving up to a space where like I'm used to going to the mall, right? I haven't been there for a while, but I'm used to it. But to see this giant tent, right, and these amazing like red letters that say Paranormal Cirque and Cirque d'Italia or however the lettering was, it was beautiful, and it kind of took me to this place of like being able to believe in magic again, if that makes sense at all.
Oh, it makes total sense. I've been there once. My cousin used to work for a radio station. They got free tickets, so they gave it to the family. I get where you're coming
Oh, so you totally did get to experience. Okay,
from.
so you totally get what I'm talking about. That what I'm talking about, just like being able to like suspend disbelief and just being able to be in the moment and just the things that the acrobatics, the showmanship, just everything about what you do is so on point and just it makes you go, oh my God, like you can see the amount of passion, time, and practice that they put into what they're doing. It is
Oh,
incredible.
100%. And sometimes it can be really
Yeah.
scary. Like I know when I watched it, I was like, okay, my heart's like beating out of my chest. I hate heights. Watching
There were moments where I'm sitting there like, oh my, they're gonna fall. Like, how there's nothing to save them if they fall.
no, and they're just like la di da di da da. I'm like,
They make it
that
look
could not be me.
no, but yeah. So that was my birthday / 4th of July. But how was your 4th of July?
It was quiet. Unfortunately, my
Yeah.
husband went to work, so he went to work, and me
Oh,
and Shara got to hang at the house, which was nice. Took her to
nice.
the pool
Girls'
first.
Day.
She had so much fun in that water. Oh my god, she did not want to splash for like the first like hour we were there, and all of a sudden, like the last 10 minutes, she got like violently like splashing, and I'm like, all right, well, mom's now
She
soaked.
figured it out.
Hold you out this way.
Oh, well, I'm glad that she had a really good time then. That's phenomenal. Oh my gosh, her little photos for the 4th were adorable. They were
Yeah, she's ugh, she does this cheese face now. Anytime you take a picture, you're just like, okay, say cheese. She does like this. She gets all scrunchy. It's the cutest thing ever.
Oh, I love this. So she's finally realizing, like, hey, she can ham it up a little bit in front of the camera.
She also knows that if she takes the phone and sometimes we'll video chat people and she'll go, hi, 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 hi. Like she'll flip the phone a million times to say hi, even if there's no one there.
I love it. She gets that.
She gets it now.
Aw. Well, hopefully everybody else had an amazing 4th of July weekend. Before we get too far into this, we did want to make sure that we give an amazing shout out here to Pac-Man Paranormal. They are on tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they're going to have 3 of our favorites, Mark, Steven, Andy, Big Daddy Andy. They were actually just out there not that long ago, so I'm hoping that's what they're going to be talking about.
I can't wait to hear about it.
I know. And there's like some of the most amazing people, right? They're just such great investigators, such good people, and just willing to like help out the community, which I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Building bonds, creating events with each other, creating all kinds of awesome. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm going to stop. But make sure that you check out Pac-Man Paranormal tonight at 9 p.m. Get enough time after this show, grab a snack, grab a drink, make sure you tune in. It's a great way to like, kind of like wind down from your day and just kind of kick back and relax with some Ernie and Denise Hack.
Exactly. And they're a great combination. They always make you laugh.
They're such great people. Speaking of great people, should we say hi to we should say hi to the side real quick.
Let's say hi to the sides.
Okay, Icy. So I don't know who all knows this. Icy, hopefully you're okay with me saying this. So we had not a contest. Well, okay, maybe a contest.
Yeah, I would say for the most part.
It was a giveaway. So people who purchased a ticket for our New Egypt event that we just recently had, they had an opportunity to possibly win a haunted object. Guess who got the haunted object?
I see.
She got it. She and I feel like there couldn't have been a better person to get that because she was very much, she could feel it. She was very respectful of the fact that it could be haunted and just the energy exchange. So I feel like there could not have been a better person to get that. And I think she's already had some activity with it, if I am not mistaken.
I see. We're gonna have to hear about this.
Courtney. Oh,
Hi,
hello,
honey.
hello. Pac-Man Paranormal 9 o'clock.
Ooh, hi, Mark.
There. Hey, Mark. Hello, Paul. How are you? Hello. Hi. Hello, Christine. Let's see. We have Ryan. Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. We have Ryan. We have Stephen Kometz. Hello, guys. That's Denise. That's Steve. Okay, I think we're good. Wait. No. Yes.
Look, he came on. He's saying hi, kind of ish.
Nice. Nice. Just there for the free shits. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. I think we have everyone. If we missed anyone, or if you catch us on a replay, hello and thank you for tuning in. But we have some amazing ladies here who have an amazing, have an amazing Paracon that they are diligently kicking butt on. So let's bring them up.
Let's bring them up.
Let's bring them up. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. These are the masterminds, the powerhouses, the goddesses of awesome behind Rock Island Roadhouse, Esoteric Expo. Did I say it right? I said it right. Oh my god! This is when I first heard about. Well, not even when I first heard about this one. I was fortunate enough to be part of the Get Haunted crew that worked the last Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo. I think the name has changed, right? The name changed since then. But just getting to see the amount of people that were even there for that one and the sense of community from the people that were there, everybody was willing to help each other out. There was this amazing sense of, this is it. This is why I'm still in the paranormal, and just to see that it has grown since then. I don't know, ladies, you have to be impressed with yourselves this is the community saw, and the community stepped in and was like, yes, please let me be a part of this. Like, how do you feel about that?
Incredible. I get to work with all these amazing people. I mean, Sarah, she steps up and she's been like my right hand. Lisa having the most amazing building. I mean, we couldn't ask for anything more, could we, Sarah? Lisa?
No, I'm grateful for everyone who helps out here. I'm very grateful.
Lisa, did you ever expect that your location would turn into the epicenter for awesome as far as this Paracon that's blooming into just, it's huge.
Yeah, thanks to Candy and Sarah and Rob. They're wonderful people. They have really pushed this beyond its limits.
It is.
They're good people. All I do is move stuff for them. I moved stuff yesterday. It's a lot of work.
It's I know the last one was just walking into that building and just seeing what you're able to do with that and just getting to investigate it even. I was just blown away by the amount of space that's there and the being able to, and there's some energy in that building. There's some real energy there. How do you feel, just because you're there all the time? Does it interact with you while you're there on a regular?
Sure. I had two guys here yesterday, and one of them was brushing at his ear. I said, "What's wrong?" "Oh, I feel like there was something by my ear." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Maybe it was a cop." Sitting here and we're sitting here, and something bangs kind of near the doorway, and I'm like, "What was that?" And the one's like, "No, don't go look, don't look. Oh, no." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna see if anybody's banging on the door." Nope, nobody there.
No one was there. Do you ever go up onto the upper floors by yourself? Are you comfortable? Yeah.
Yeah, I go up and hunt wasps or bats or whatever else is up there.
I don't know. It's a big building. I don't know that people realize how big that building is. And each floor has, when I was there, it felt, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like each floor kind of had its very specific energy feel to it. It didn't feel like there was just one thing in there. It's
right. No, it's every floor has a different feel to it. 4, I think, is the worst, and you can just feel it when you go up there. And the pool, Andy was with me down there. Mm-hmm.
No,
That thing's got a whole different vibe to it.
Candy, do you ever get freaked out being in there?
No, because luckily I don't see things, so I'm
Oh,
good.
no,
I
just
just
when
go
you tried
about
to
my
go,
business.
just when you tried to go to sleep and all the doors upstairs started slamming shut on you.
Yeah, we've had that where it sounded like they were above us having a party. You could hear the doors opening and closing, and yeah, music.
Okay, that's kind of exciting,
I
especially
was
since,
for that. Dang.
right? There's a VIP investigation on Saturday, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure that's sold out, right?
Well,
It's sold out 5 months early.
Yeah, I hope Danny remembers that there's a VIP investigation there, seeing that it is hosted by Get Haunted and Friends.
Nice. I'm very excited about it. No, I was like, so when I first heard that it sold out, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it literally sold out like almost right away, I feel like. It wasn't very long that we had that posted, and poof.
Within a month. And that was once we really promoted it within a couple days, wasn't it, Sarah?
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about this year, last year, Danny, if you remember correctly, I think you were set at how many tickets, Candy? 20?
We've started at 50, hoping to sell 20. Yeah.
That's right. So we got in the day of, or as we were setting up, or as we were going into work the actual event on that Saturday, Candy was like, "Oh, you guys there's some tickets, or they're selling. We have a few more to sell." And then as the expo got going, she would come over to the table and be like, "Okay, we were sold out." And then she's like, "Can we add a couple more?" And we did that until we were up to 70, I think.
72 last year.
72. So this year we went ahead and we just were like, let's start with that. And I think what I'm super excited about this particular VIP event with Get Haunted is because, as you know, Danny, we're about sharing the stage. This is not our gig, right? So we're about sharing the stage with the community. So this year we're doing Get Haunted, War Party Paranormal, and also Hunger Nights from Greece. We're going to do this massive VIP with a possible surprise edition. So, I think bringing everybody together with different styles, and you mentioned this. What floor were you on, Danny, last year? Because you took a
Top floor.
You were the fourth floor.
Yeah, fourth floor.
And how did you feel about that floor?
So it was an odd. It was. Wouldn't say I was scared, but there was this odd vibe down the one hallway, and we had this one group of girls. I think you heard the scream from this. I think all the floors actually heard the scream for this. They were fresh to the paranormal. I think it was the one girl's bachelorette party or something. They just wanted to have some kind of new experience, and like everyone else was kind of really involved in an experiment down the one wing, and they were kind of like trying to do their own thing, but also be respectful. So I took them down. I was like, well, we'll go down this way so we're not distracting each other. They picked a room, they set up, and they wanted to be by themselves for a minute. So I went to go check on the other group. And all of a sudden I was like, they bloody murder screamed. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I just left these girls alone to do their own thing. And so I come back and they saw something, and there was this whole, like, the equipment was responding. So it was very active.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I remember you being up there, and I think what's really going to be cool, because all the floors have such a different vibe, and the history is so rich at Rock Island Roadhouse, that I think having the different teams step up with their different styles, right? Like, I think that's going to be huge. To me, that's such a huge gift to the community, because you get to see how all the way from Greece, you get to see people from different backgrounds and beliefs and practices come together and investigate the same building, right? But with their own unique style. So I think it's a really cool addition for the community to come out and check out. Even though it's sold out, you can't. I know Candy keeps going, guys, we could sell out another one if you let me open up tickets, but it's like, I don't know that we could actually. I don't know if I'm getting too old for that. I don't think I could do to.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I could do it either. But the thing is, just like, even like you said, just bringing people from Greece are coming. Hunger Nights, an amazing team. Yes, just beautiful human beings, right? I've gotten to watch them a few times now on they do like their YouTube lives, and they're such a good they work so well together. So it's going to be so cool to see them, like how they work in person. I'm excited for it, actually. Yeah. So that's Saturday night. So we have Friday night is Dr. Rebecca. Hold on, I don't want to mess her name up here.
Foster.
It's Dr. Rebecca Foster's on Friday, and also Spirit Squatches and Stories Around a Campfire. So this started off with just a Saturday night, right? And then as we went, you guys have built on the Friday before. And these are two amazing events that you can find through Extreme Ticketing. So these are not the same as the Expo itself. These are extra tickets that you can find on extremeticketing.com. So how did this work that you were like, yes, we can do a Friday? Was this just like the outcry from the community was they wanted more? Or like, how did you decide you were going to tack on a Friday?
We knew we wanted something to do with the more Bigfoot and alien this year.
Oh,
to reach a wider audience. And I was working with Sarah and highly recommended the packs. And we started talking to them. And somewhere along the line, there's Catherine, who's actually coming from Greece.
Yes.
Somewhere along the line, Sarah and I were talking and said, it's too good to make people have to pick. God, I want to do the Bigfoot thing, but I got this incredible opportunity on the paranormal. So we put it up on Friday night.
But I think too, this is the one thing I will say about this particular event and why it was so easy to say yes and helping. So Dr. Rebecca Foster came about because she has been a pretty pivotal piece to the Rock Island Roadhouse Paracons. She is somebody that I have to tell you, she's just a sweet, sweet person. And I had an amazing sit down with her, which was not planned. I didn't even know who she was. She kept walking by the table and she dresses, and don't anybody get offended by this, she dresses very different than most investigators. Like, we all have a certain vibe as, you're in the paranormal. Yeah. And she looked she was very professionally dressed, and she kept walking by throughout the day. And it was like, finally her and I kind of stopped and looked, and like, I said, you having a good time? She's like, yeah, I'm a vendor over there. She wasn't pushy about it. And I followed her back to her table. She is an author, and saw her great books, got one. And I love her book that I have, and had a reading by her, and she couldn't participate this year on the actual day, but she still wanted to be a piece of it. So she offered Friday night as a gallery reading. And I think that is such a testament to this particular expo, that even those that can't make the day of, they're finding ways to still play a part in something that is so important to this location. And it is super cool. So it was really easy when Candy and I were kicking around the idea about, okay, so we've got this going on as a gallery reading with Dr. Rebecca Foster, and she is fantastic, folks. But also for those that maybe come in a little bit later and want to do something different, such as Bigfooting and some CE5 with Greg Bakken, like, to me, this is what a great way to kick off and then go, even though Dr. Rebecca Foster won't be there Saturday, but now you get to meet and, continue on Saturday with the packs, the SQ Squatchman, Grizzly Chris, and Greg Bakken. Like, to me, it's a great kickoff, and it might have to become a thing now. Your expo is going to turn in probably about a week long if by the time we're done with this. But
oh, that's so much fun now.
Lisa's like, no.
Whatever you guys want to do, I'm good.
But I love that because that gives you that little bit of a chance, right? To like create a rapport with some of these people. And then you can bring that and whatever stories you've shared or listened to on that Friday. That even makes it a little bit more comfortable for some people to walk in on Saturday and be like, yeah, I already feel like I'm a part of all of this before I even step through the door. Like, that's.
And how many expos and Paracons do that? I think that this is very unique in the sense of, if you are curious, even if you're not, all levels of experience are welcomed and encouraged to come. But if you are curious or newer to the field, what a great way to kind of dive in and really get a flavor. So you're not just going to people's tables, you're actually participating, right, in things. And really, no better way than spirit squatches and stories around the campfire with special edition of CE5 with Greg Bakken. Like seriously, like right there, you get it all sort of, right? The entire package. Because the CE5 also brings in the spiritualist vibe, right, of connection and meditation. So you're working with really a lot of the corners of the paranormal. What? Yeah, no what? Yeah, no what?
Yeah, no, a whole week long expo.
No.
Fun. But an entire week
love that.
hanging out, doing all these fun things. Heck yeah.
That would be, it sounds amazing, but could you, like, by
I fall over
Sunday?
dead.
We need like a whole campground. Like we should rent out like a KOA and do a week
Oh.
long. Like
Oh, that's a
Okay,
good
seriously,
idea.
that kind of sounds fun.
That's a good idea.
But this is much bigger than last year already. I mean, the amount of vendors I went on. So let me share this link real quick. So for anyone who's interested and maybe doesn't realize that there is an event page on Facebook for this, let me share this out. And also too, if you want to get your tickets for this, it's October 4th. It is on extremeticketing.com. You can find that. You can also find the options for the Friday night as well. But when I was on here earlier, just to kind of like scope it out because it's been a hot minute since I like scoped out the event page already, right? Like the first thing that knocked me over was the food vendors. You have options here, people.
Yeah.
There's hibachi, there's pizza, like, whoa.
Paracon would have that. They have like maybe one or two things, kind of call it. There's options.
If you're lucky.
and there's nothing bunt cake. Like that alone.
Oh.
I'm so excited to see Lisa connecting and working with just not the paranormal community, the community that she has a business in. You know, I think this is an important piece. This is what people, I do need food. This is not a lie. I do need to be fed. I'm like a gremlin, but you know, you watch these paracons and expos and larger events, and I've said this a few times to the vendors, but you know, Lisa took a real chance, right? She's got this location. She trusted Candy to invest in her location to do something really cool. And Candy had worked some events and works events there, and also made this paracon. This is is it fourth year? Are we on the fourth year, Candy? Third year. So then Candy goes out and she invests in all of the vendors that are out there, you know, to come in and to make this event amazing and worthwhile because Lisa has taken this chance, you know. And then we want everybody that's working this event, the vendors and presenters, to invest in the community. Like we all need each other. And I think to me, this expo, watching it sort of reach out to many parts of the community and Rock Island community with these food trucks, this is all huge. This is such an opportunity, especially when you have Nesper bringing Annabelle.
Oh my gosh.
Which means you just
that's-
don't know how many people are going to be flooding Rock Island. And that's huge for a town to be able to feed, right, and entertain. This is money that starts to flow through the town. This is why I don't care if you like something or don't like something. When you see people working hard to bring people to a community, you need to zip it and allow these things to be what they are, because this is just an aspect of interest for people. You don't need to have large opinions about it, or you can, just don't have to share them all the time. So, you know, you're hurting the food trucks that come, right? You're hurting Lisa's location, which is a working business, by the way. So when we try to destroy that stuff because we have our feelings involved, you don't realize just how far out that reaches, right? And so here we are all working together, and the food trucks are hibachi, pizza, burgers, barbecue, and cake. And coffee. We have coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna say that haunted happy hour is gonna be there, right? Those girls.
Yes.
Love those girls. Yes.
Okay, happy hippies too.
Happy hippies. I mean, yeah, hibachi fire, Hap's backyard barbecue. Of course, I got the food, like, you know, that's memorized.
It all
I
sounds
saw that and I was like, yeah, that is one thing, like all day long, talking to different vendors, seeing what everyone's doing. You're going to work up an appetite. regardless of anything, you're going to end up working up an appetite. So be able to have all those food trucks there. And it builds out upon the community. Like you said, it's a ripple effect, right? All these people coming in, it's only going to be a positive thing. You know what I mean? I don't see the downfall of that at all. No. There's not. And I'm going to get to try food trucks that I never got to try and get to meet people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. I'm excited about that aspect of it too.
Could you imagine one food truck trying to feed all these people?
Oh my gosh, no.
Hey, speaking of Rebecca Foster, he just joined.
Oh, Sean. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Talking you up.
Yeah, we were just saying how you're going to be there Friday and how people can get involved with it's the gallery reading, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. Clairvoyant, yes. On extremeticketing.com for Friday night. That's at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Yeah. And we were just saying how amazing and just how welcoming too, right? Just very welcoming personality and such an amazing addition for Friday night. I love it. But okay, so how many vendors now? Because I think I lost track. There's definitely over. Is there over? There's got to be definitely over 50. Over 50 for sure. I know I'm lowballing it.
Times 3.
120.
Keep going.
Close. 150.
There you go.
Oh
my goodness.
That's amazing. That is so utterly amazing.
And here's something funny. When we first started this, I was talking to Catherine Cirillos, and she says, I was going to be happy with just 20 vendors, right? Get 20 in, get a couple hundred people in. I was going to be happy. She goes, no, you're going to have over 75. And then she said, the next year you're going to have 75 or 80. We had 88. And
phenomenal,
the first one was 88. The second year was, what was it, Sarah? Help me. I just drew a blank. It was 120 something.
I think it was 120, around that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she goes, the third year you're going to have 150. I said, are you kidding? We did.
That's
oh my gosh. And this is all community. This is people coming together. So you have everything from the spiritualist esoteric to and everything in between up until investigative teams. And there are the crafters, all kinds of there's a little bit of everything in this, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Bug guy.
Everything.
I mean, he brings his creepy crawlies.
Yeah.
I mean, fun, but
And did I just see this right? Rob said he's going to have Kool-Aid there. Guys, get your Kool-Aid signed Rob and get haunted.
Rob, are you going to sign it? Are you going to sign
it? Sign it too.
He does. He does. Yeah, this has got a little something, and it is why the name change, right? When we were first all working together, Candy's like, "Okay, this has just grown so big. I think it's time to change the name to sort of encompass everybody." And I think when you have, and that's probably one of the things I'm so proud of, and I hope Lisa, I hope this benefits for her is, we really did pack this with community, in community that wants to work together. Big names are great, and there's no disrespect there. However, we want people to truly find their inspiration, and if it's encrypted, if it's in alien UFO, if it's in spiritual, whatever you might find, you don't know until right? Until you go out and explore it and talk to people. So, I think sometimes when we stand in line and you get an autograph, I don't know how inspired you get with that, right? But when you meet somebody that has said, you know what, I had this experience and I decided to become an investigator, and this is what I've grown to, and now I have my own show. There's this process, right? That you give motivation to somebody that will be like, you know what? I have had an experience too. And now maybe this is a way I can express it. So I think that's what I'm really proud of, is that this is truly boots on the ground, hardworking, creative people in all areas of the paranormal and spiritual world that have gathered and really are truly, working. It's crazy. Candy and I had a meeting today with somebody, and just the amount of vendors and presenters that are stepping up to say, what can we do? What can we do to help you? And we need that help, because you can't put something like this on without some help. So
It's so
Speaking
massive.
of that, we should probably give a little shout out and a thank you to Kaylee and Ashley. Both of those ladies are stepping up in a big way and helping
There we
us.
go.
And Jason McCrae.
Jason McGray, that's the point, right? Kaylee, you might know Kaylee as Get Hunt a Crew. Great investigator. She has been wanting to help. She stepped in and, oh my God, helping keep, because you can't bring all your toys and throw them in the middle of the playroom and then just not expect somebody to have to come in and clean that up. And she has really stepped up huge. Jason McGray of Elements of the Unknown, also Stories from Beyond the Unknown. You might know him, our new Canadian friend. He stepped up and is helping us as well with his experience as being an event organizer. Ashley Marino, Realm of Darkness and Haunted Travel Chronicles.
Yes.
I have a lot of people to remember, folks. So
Wow, I'm impressed. That was not that like on point.
I can't remember to do a post for Rob when he asks me to. I'm like SpongeBob. I can't, I'm working the fancy restaurant and can't remember my name. But Ashley Morano, stepping up to the plate, helping us organize the podcasts that are going to be there, the shows and the podcasts. We have a great podcast panel that is being put together that she's going to be moderating and helping, inspire folks out there, because there might be somebody out there that wants to share their voice and they're not sure how to start. So it's every Ryan on the side, CNR Paranormal. Oh my God, Ryan and Chris were the first ones. I just want to put that out there. They were the first ones to go, hey, whatever we can do, you let us know. So that's so encouraging when you build something like this out, and which means they're invested in this expo, and that's what makes it so much more special, I think.
And Rob helping us manage our presentations. We went from 3 rooms to 5, believe it or not, because everybody wanted to present. And I hated turning people away, because maybe, Danny, you're going to talk about tarot. Well, that's not my thing, but Sarah's going to talk about Bigfoot. And I'm going, ooh, so we didn't want to turn people away. So Rob is instrumental in keeping that gear.
I love that. And that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Just to have everybody that wants to speak and being able to find them a spot. That's the undertakings that have gone through to create this are immense. And you guys are pulling it together so well, and the community has come together. And so if there are other people who want to volunteer and to help out, they can, right? I just saw a post not too long ago that if you want to volunteer, how can they, if they want to reach out, how do they do this?
Candy@gethaunted.com. They can shoot me
So
an email. We're looking for photographers.
Well, day of, we definitely need some day of help, right, for the volunteers. We need runners. We need, we're going to have, we have some security that's handled, barkers, as we're calling them, that will be calling out, keeping that conversation flowing throughout the day to make sure that everybody knows like what presentation is where. This thing though has so many cool little facets to help, because you can't have something this big without being very organized. And what I will say, when you have somebody like Rob and you have somebody like Kaylee and you have somebody like Jason McGray, when you have these folks that can see things that you can't, Candy and I have been so immersed in some of the startup stuff, right? The banners, I'm making banners, you're chasing down information, right? She's trying to get bios, she's trying to do promotions, I'm trying to do promotions. You need those people with talent. This is not about one person. This is about utilizing those people with these great eyes and talents to see like, okay, you know what you could do here, which I want to shout out. If you come to this Paracon, there's a handful of podcasts and shows that will be there. Some amazing things with great setups, by the way. I just learned today, you guys are in for a treat. And one of Rob's ideas was, why wouldn't you, if you were a guest, an attendee, and you're looking at these shows will offer you an opportunity to be a host for 5-10 minutes of their show, to be right there on the spot and give your voice a try, right? So there are things that I think you have to allow the community to work together. That's what's so beautiful, right? When we work together, when we network together, great things are done. And I think that's why adding the voices, having Rob there to kind of say, okay, ladies, this is where you're not getting it. Let me step in and help you. You can't, you have to be able to accept that and say, yeah, this is how we grow this thing into the beast it is, right? So there's some amazing. Are we gonna have enough bathrooms? Good question, Denise. I don't know.
She's got porta potties coming. Yes.
Oh.
Guys,
I'm ordering them.
It's a good question.
It is a really good
it's an
question.
important
actually.
thing though, because like if you forget, like, ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know.
I
Like,
got a
and,
couple coming.
Yep, we got them coming.
good. You get those people that, like, as they're setting up, they get like the nervous peas, right? Like, that's me.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go to the bathroom like all the time. So yes, it's important. No, but like, I love this. So it's like the community coming together to help build out the community for an event.
Mhm.
And honest question here, like, I know you guys have been in it and you guys have seen this thing expand, but did you ever think that it would come together the way it did with the outreach, like the people wanting to help the way they have? Like, did you ever see this being where it is right now when you started?
When I first started it, I had a couple goals. One, I wanted to get haunted, paranormally blonde, the bat calls up on the building. That was one of my things. I said, I got to get Robin, Sarah, and Danny in here doing an investigation. Year 2, that happened. And there's a long backstory why I wanted Annabelle to be able to come. But in my wildest dreams, did I ever think it was going to happen? No. And then we were on the call one day, a Get Haunted call. Rob, Sarah, I think you were on it, Danny, and Dan was on it. And the idea came out and he says, well, let's make it happen. And Rob and Sarah made it happen. So Annabelle is coming.
Oh my gosh, that is huge, by the way. That is absolutely huge. It really
Something in my wildest dreams I didn't think would happen.
Yeah,
I'm working on a room now.
I think that was a podcast call, and it is just those moments that Dan Rivera, he was just like, how can we, like, what do you say? What it, like, right? And the next thing you know, we've set up a call and we're talking to Nesper, and I think this is the piece that people have missed in maybe the field a little bit, is if you just allow and to work together. Like, this doesn't have to be about one specific person, right? This is about us all and all the different, everybody offers something different. And so to Nesper, to Dan, to Tony Spira, Wade and Chris, those guys truly they're making something happen for the Midwest that is so huge, and I think people love it or hate it, right? Love it or hate it. And I know, Lisa, you've gotten some messages with not kind words about it, but it is a piece of the paranormal history. Yeah, she does it. This is why we love Lisa Miner. She's just like, oh no, she shuts it down.
But you got Tony coming, and you got, and this is kind of a cool tie-in. The hometown boys from the Rock Island area, Aaron Thompson and Nick Simons, they were on 28 Days Haunted. What are the odds you get those 3 under a roof together? That's just
amazing.
I don't know. To me, that's super cool.
There's those moments where you get to ask these questions that maybe you wouldn't have been able to ask otherwise, and get answers from people who have worked with objects, who have seen energy in different lights than maybe we're used to seeing. And just to be able to, like, and if there's one thing that I would recommend anyone do coming to this, show up with an open mind. Like, I know most people are going to anyway, but show up with an open mind. All of the different vendors, all of the different teams, having, the museum there, the guys from 28 Days, the amount of information that can be shared, and the stories, and the give and take that can happen. You can walk away from this with so much more knowledge and so much more, let me try this next time I investigate, or let me look into this next time I go to do something. All you're going to do is build yourself up, and you're doing that by being a part of the community. You're doing that by working with the community if you show up with an open mind. So it do you any good to show up and being like, oh, I don't believe in haunted objects, or I don't know why they have this there or that. You're only hurting yourself. Like
But even
even
if
Show
you
up
don't
early.
like it, why wouldn't you want to go in there and understand what the fascination and phenom is, right? Like, I guess that's for me, like, it is that open mind. Like, okay, I might not have experiences with that stuff, right? It's how I was with Bigfoot. I loved the aesthetic of Bigfoot. My Jeep is dripping in Bigfoot, but I don't know what I really thought. I'm not sure I had like a solid one way or another. And then you meet people like Squatchman, Greg Yost, and Denise and Ernie and Todd and Leanne, and you have a moment where you experience something the way somebody else does. And it does. You just go, okay, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Like, I need to stop for a second and think about this, because none of us have it figured out. It is because I'm a Wookiee. Maybe that's been it the whole time. I didn't even think about that. Thank you for that, Rob. But you don't. I think you're right, Danny. I think especially if you're newer to the field in any of the genres, because we'll have a few different cryptid people there. To be able to talk to them all and understand where they come from, resonates with someone. Just because it doesn't resonate with you doesn't mean it's not going to resonate with someone. So we gave options.
Show up early. I would recommend showing up early, because this isn't, and I mean, no disrespect to any other event, but this is different than a lot of other events you've been to. You're going to be encouraged to go talk to the different vendors. So you're not just going to be walking, making a lap around a building and leaving. You're going to go in and you'll be surprised. We had people last year saying, we were only going to be here 15 minutes. Now it's 5 hours later, so come early, visit with everybody. Because we got Patty Negri, Natalie Jones herself, and everybody who comes through the door, whether you're coming as a guest, a vendor, Natalie Jones is giving everybody 3 free months of Paraflex.
3 free, but you have to come to the expo to get the code. That's that right there. This is the stuff we're talking about. This is encouraging people to get to know not just themselves, but the community. Paraflix, as you all may know, has great streaming with many different aspects of the paranormal. Many people some people you may not have heard of yet, but they offer so much. So 3 free months. Are you kidding me right now for coming to this expo? What an amazing offer and gift from Paraflix. So thank you to Natalie Jones for that.
Mm-hmm. You're getting your $5 investment for your general admission ticket back right there.
Yeah, you are
right there. First thing. Yeah. That's incredible. Did I see this right? Was there something about a puppet magic with Patty Negri?
Patty Negri's new book.
It's puppet. Just so you know, that was a misspell. It's puppet magic.
It's puppet.
But puppets are like a thing, though. Yeah,
it is. It's puppet.
Yeah, it's a magic thing. Yeah.
Wait. What's
dolls? Puppets.
What is a puppet? I just
now want to know.
An effigy, kind of like an effigy. It's a doll that you can instill things into. Yeah.
Really?
I'll grab a book. Hold on. Yeah. Let me grab a book.
Wow.
Puppet. So Patty Negri, we actually have some. If you go to extremeticketing.com/Rock Island Roadhouse, you can go to the store and buy the book for only $13.50 and pick it up at the expo, and Patty will sign them.
That was a puppet? Is that what?
Yeah, see, okay, there's the book. Okay, I love that. Yeah. So will she sign it at the expo?
She will sign them at the expo, yes.
Oh,
nice. So we got 44 of them. So quantity is limited. So if you want one, get on there, get your pre-order, and pick it up that day at the expo.
Oh, phenomenal. It's just like the wealth of all the different things. Like, you literally have like the magic aspect, the spiritualist aspect. There are people that I know. Even last year I was talking to, and I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head. She was across from us as a vendor, and she was an amazing tarot reader, just a really amazing person to even talk to.
You know who she is?
It was Divina.
Yeah, she was sweet.
She was so nice
this year because she moved to the West Coast. I think.
Oh, she was so lovely. I absolutely loved talking to her. And just like the journey that she went on, even with her tarot and her reading. And I would recommend her to anybody. She was so good. Oh my gosh. You have that whole aspect. Then you have like the people that are into the paranormal, like with the equipment and the, so like you literally have every single aspect covered. And like through the cryptids to just
Chris Smith.
These
Sarah.
things are insane. Just so you know, I'm reading up on poppets. These things are shoved in fireplaces.
Yes.
Chris Smith, Sarah.
Why?
Because I thought it was, I was like, oh, it must be a misspell. It must be puppet magic.
It's a magical thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think saying it would be like a voodoo doll would be like a misspeaking of the magic part of it. But it's like, if you want to put it in a genre, you can probably clump those in like
something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So anyway, see, I learned something right here, right now.
We learn something new every day, guys.
Every day. Yeah, Chris Smith, as you guys might know, Horror Road Trip, also the Hulu's Monster Inside. He will also be coming to this particular expo. We're super excited. Chris has created just for this expo. And if you don't know, this dude is so wildly creative, just extremely talented. He has created a very unique and special paranormal immersive experience called The Locket. Robin, I did get to read the script. It is this guy, he will touch on your senses, and it's about 5 minutes. It is free at the table, so everybody will have a moment to be able to have this immersive experience. It's so cool. And to know that Chris, he said yes to coming to this, and he sat down and he created this paranormal experience, immersive, just for this expo. So this is not seen anywhere else. This is just special for Rock Island. So we're super excited to have Chris and to give it away for free. Just a little taste of his talent in immersives. So we're excited
Danger
about
design.
that.
Yep.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, what's an immersive? I was like, as soon as I saw his thing come up, I was like, oh.
So yeah, I think he'll do like the sounds, the feels, I think he blindfolds you though. So I there's a whole thing going on. It's going to be very, very cool. Yeah.
Blindfolding you is kind of scary though, because all I think about is boys versus girls again. And that was petrifying, man.
Well, let's not scare everybody off. But you will be in front of a lot of people. It'll be at his table, so it's really cool. You did mention Danger Design. Mike Castro will be there. Again, an amazing opportunity for people to get headshots done. First of all, great work. That guy does great. He knows how to take the right picture for banners. FYI, everybody, banners, no cutoff of your head or your arms. It's not good. But he will give you, I think it's 3 headshots for $20. I think that's correct.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. And they will be edited. You get to, I think he'll take 10 shots. You can choose 3, I think 3 to 5. I can't remember off the top of my head. And I think it's $20. So there's an opportunity if you're a team coming, and you want some new headshots, here's a moment to do that. So, I mean, this is just, if you're a new team, you need to get to this expo because you can get it all. You'll get it all. Like, seriously, you can get your headshot, your merch, your, some location. Yeah, like your connections. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Gosh. Yeah, this is phenomenal. Lisa, did you ever, like, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think you'd have, like, basically one aspect of everything in the paranormal community under your roof?
No, I was just hoping for something.
Well, you got it.
He wanted to do something, and I said, go do it.
I love this.
Then she comes up, and then I want a room here. I like this idea, and then I make the room.
And it's phenomenal. And look at it. It's like magic. It's all coming together.
I have a dream, and Lisa makes it happen.
So amazing.
The rooms we have.
Looney's Lounge. I mean, that's another cool thing we got this year. So let's say you're a vendor and you need to step away from your table. We're going to have Looney's Lounge. It's a room down there. It's actually set up with the bar and like chairs and table and chairs.
Oh, really?
Got the neon lights in it and stuff. And
that's
we're
so
going to
fun.
be airing episodes of podcasts. I think, Danny, yours is one. We're going to get an episode of yours. You forgot.
Yeah, I did.
There, and then in the middle of that, Haunted Files is going to they're going to air their show that they did at the location, followed up with a quick Q&A and a Delco experiment with Patty Negri in the goggles.
Ooh. Oh, have any of you guys, have you all experienced Delco goggles yet?
Oh, yeah.
I don't,
Oh, yeah.
I know Sarah has. Sandy, have you?
Did I
It's kind of like what
Yeah,
Okay.
brain.
Did you use bills? Use
Yeah.
bills. Right?
Use
Is
bills.
it was like, is
Lisa,
it kind of like that, or is it different?
No, it's similar.
Okay.
It's very similar. Yeah, they're like the little red circle.
Yep.
Yeah. Lisa, have you ever done it?
Yeah, I think I did. Candy says I did.
Yeah.
I stink at Estes, so
But it's
Whatever.
funny because it's this whole other layer, right? So like it I don't want to say it doesn't take away a sense. It almost like adds a sense, right? Because it just adds this extra layer to the whole experience. So that's exciting. They're gonna have
like I need more here.
Yeah.
well,
You do.
know.
Shadows, voices, the door opening and closing. There's nobody there. Footsteps walking behind you.
They just want to say hi.
Yes.
Some of them aren't nice. There's like one behind me. It's been behind me watching everything the whole time.
Lisa, when did you get into the paranormal? Was this ever like a thing that you were really into, or is this just a haunted location just kind of fell in your lap?
Well, I've been here 31 years,
Oh wow.
and you don't notice unless you're listening. And it all started after my mother passed away, because she'd come here every day and answer the phones after my husband passed away. And then my kids had some really creepy things happen to them, which, by the way, now they ignore everything. I said, "Did you hear that?" Nope, don't hear anything. Nope.
They hear it. They're like, no, I didn't hear it.
Nope. So I actually had a customer that I was talking to who had a team, and she set up the very first investigation here, and Aaron and Nick Simons were in on it. And every one of them had the best experience ever. There was so much interaction and so much evidence. That's what keeps Aaron and Nick coming back.
I love that.
And it was fun. And then at some point, I met Candy, and then we all both had a bad experience with someone.
Oh no. Yeah.
And then she came here and she said, "I want to do this." And I'm like, "I love it. Let's do it." Because we had a little fair here once, and I said, "I want to do it again." And she's like, "Okay, we're going to do this." And look what she's done. And then with Sarah and
universe
Rob,
kind of like put that all together for you.
all I do is move the furniture, honey.
No, but it's so much more than that. Everything happens for a reason, 100%. You guys were all.
Oh yeah, yep. I know this. I'm a true believer. Everything happens for a reason, and there is true karma. I've seen it hit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. No, I believe in karma completely.
Uh-huh.
But just to know that like everything that I don't know, I really believe in that, like things line up the way they need to. So like everything that happened with you to even have people come in and do like the first investigation there, and that got the ball rolling, and connected with Sarah, and just and look where all that brought you. This is
I'm pleased. It really helps me out, and it's put me in contact with people who have really helped me with a lot of stuff that I've needed.
Oh, I love that so much.
That's what the paranormal does. If that's I think sometimes missed as well, is we don't understand. It's really those connections, right? The other side sort of leads us to where we need to be here in this moment with each of us. And I think that's what's sometimes sad, is we see that sort of get pushed to the side. And Lisa has been instrumental in standing her ground and believing in Candy, and believing that, who Candy trusts. Lisa has been tested a little bit, and she has stood her ground and backed Candy's decisions, and Candy has trusted Get Haunted and everybody that has come with Get Haunted to help. And again, we've had this conversation on several things. When people have these moments where they feel they need to interject something negative, you don't realize what you're knocking out of the way for someone. And she truly is. This is, you know, to watch this grow, to watch what it brings for Lisa, for people who might not have realized that this location, they're not always easy to sell, right? It's not an easy thing to have people come to your location and investigate it. So now people get to be in there and talk to people like Aaron G. Thompson and Nick Simons and, you know, the Ashley Marinos and the War Parties and everybody that have spent time right there at Rock Island together. You know, I think it really does open that door for people to say, okay, you know, they're gonna invest in Rock Island, Haunted Rock Island Roadhouse. And I think that's really important and it's what we work so hard for. It's what we work so hard for is for people get off. This has been my new motto, get the freak off of social media and get in the real world. Get in the real world, meet the location, meet the people who own it, meet the people who love it, who have a passion, meet them because you might be shocked or maybe you won't be so shocked. What you're hearing on social media just doesn't match up to the real world. So you got to get out. And this is a great opportunity to get out and get in person.
And the rates to investigate there. If it's okay if I throw that out, come investigate, do an overnight. Look, you will not regret it. Like Lisa said, we've slept there how many times, Derek and I, and there's always, even when you're sleeping, they're playing with your toes and they're partying on the floor above you. It's crazy.
They're like, hey, who's here?
In that building and not had something happen.
I won't spend the night here. I'm sorry, but nope.
You're just like, I'm done. We're good, guys.
I don't go upstairs by myself after dark. Not going to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would, if I would be alone in that building at night and there's activity. Yeah, I get it. I've investigated. I've had experiences, but there's something about being alone with spirits and not, because you can't control what happens then.
Didn't
like
Trevor Faith do it?
Huh?
He passed out on the couch last year.
Trevor Faith spent the night there by himself.
Yeah.
He probably fell asleep easily. My brother-in-law does that too at locations.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll leave you alone.
I think I can.
You know.
Oh, but ladies, this is big.
You better be careful.
So anyone who wants to come and be a part of this October 4th, if you want to get in early on it, there are events happening that Friday evening, extremeticketing.com, or you can also find the event page on Facebook, which I can share that link one more time here for you guys.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It is an amazing opportunity to be more involved with the community, to hear stories, experiences, and get one-on-one with people in the community that you might not otherwise have an opportunity to do. There's going to be a lot of people under one roof. It would be foolish not, if you can, it would be foolish not to go, is all I'm going to say. Like, this is one of those opportunities you don't want to miss. And ladies, thank you so much for all your time, your effort, and the passion that you have put into this. Lisa, Candy, Sarah, and everyone on the side that's helping. Kaylee, I know you're a big part of this too. Rob, and just everybody. I know there's so many people. I don't want to like miss anybody, but there's so many people involved with this. And anyone who wants to get involved, Candy at gethaunted.com. If you want to volunteer in any way, shape, or form, reach out to her.
And thank you for being a sponsor.
Yeah, yes. I didn't want to not be. Like, this was one of those that really touched my heart because it is for the community, by the community. It really is. And just how many opportunities do you get to meet that many people in one area and just to hear just even the conversations that are going to happen? I wouldn't want to miss that, like, at all. Seriously. So yeah, thank you so much. We are at our hour. Please make sure that you stay tuned. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and tune back in 9 o'clock. Pac-Man Paranormal. You don't want to miss them. Everyone, have an amazing night.
Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.